Hello, friends! Do you love to travel and learn about new places and things? Great! Then you are in the right place. Join Jasmine the cat and Gracie the tortoise as they have fun exploring the USA, the world, and beyond.
Hello, friends! It's Jasmine, the jazzy gray cat, here with my bestie Gracie, the super smart tortoise. Say hi, Gracie.
Greetings, my good friends. Gracie here. I'm so glad you joined us today as we explore Pluto.
Gracie, I thought Pluto was Mickey Mouse's dog.
You're not wrong, Jasmine. Pluto the dog was named after Pluto the dwarf planet. Pluto was discovered in 1930 and was actually named by Venetia Burney, an 11-year-old girl from England. When her grandfather told her about the discovery of Pluto, it made her think of the Roman god of the underworld, since both were so far, far away from everything. Astronomers, people who study the skies, liked that name, and it stuck.
Pluto is very small, even smaller than our moon. It is 1,473 miles in diameter, while Earth's moon has a diameter of 2,160 miles. Think about it this way. Pluto is only half the width of the United States. Although, when Pluto was discovered, it was called a planet, but it became a dwarf planet in 2006. I hope it wasn't sad about that. Size shouldn't matter.
You're right, Jasmine. Size doesn't matter. Planets must meet 3 criteria. 1, it must orbit the sun. 2, be large enough that its own gravity makes it a spherical or ball shape. And 3, it must have an orbit that's free from other small objects being in its way. Unfortunately, Pluto didn't meet all 3. Dwarf planets only need to check off 2.
And I know what they are. Dwarf planets must orbit the sun and be big enough for their gravity to squish them into a ball shape. So does that mean that Pluto has stuff flying around in its orbit?
Yes, it does. Pluto is part of the Kuiper Belt. Astronomers suspect that dozens, possibly hundreds of dwarf planets await our discovery.
Wait a minute, you mean Pluto's a belt? Like the kind you wear? That's weird.
No, Jasmine, Pluto is not a fashion accessory. It's part of the Kuiper Belt, a group of bits of rocks and ice, comets, and dwarf planets, objects that orbit the sun beyond Neptune. Pluto's the biggest one. Besides Pluto, 2 other interesting Kuiper Belt objects are Eris and Haumea. Eris is a little smaller than Pluto and needs 557 years to go around the sun. Haumea is shaped like a squashed football and is about 1,200 miles long. It spins end over end every few hours. This spinning was caused when it was hit by an object about half its size. When Haumea and this other object crashed into each other, big chunks of ice broke off and sent Haumea spinning. Haumea also has 2 moons. Remember, these aren't the only dwarf planets out there. Maybe we'll find some on our adventures.
That would be so cool. I could even name it after myself. The Jasmine Dwarf Planet. That's got a great ring to it. Now how about this? 1 billion miles past Pluto, there is a kind of small snowman-shaped object named Arrokoth. It was first seen in 2014 by the Hubble Space Telescope. This is a huge telescope that flies around and takes pictures of space and Earth. Arrokoth is the farthest world ever studied up close by spacecraft. The word Arrokoth is Native American and means sky. Scientists think by studying it, we might even learn more about the beginnings of Earth. Wow!
Yes, that is fascinating, but let's get back to Pluto. Much of the information we have now about Pluto comes from the spacecraft New Horizons, launched in 2006 by the United States. It took about 9 years for New Horizons to get to Pluto, so it got there in 2015.
Pluto is 3.7 million miles away from the sun, so it's super cold there. In fact, It's negative 228 to negative 287 degrees Fahrenheit, which is way too cold for people, cats, or tortoises to live there. Pluto is so far from the sun that it only gets a little sunlight. The brightest part of the day looks like twilight time on Earth.
Yes, it does. Since it's so far from the sun, it takes Pluto 248 Earth years to orbit it. That means a year on the planet is the same as 248 Earth years.
Oh my gosh, Gracie, we would never have a birthday. No cake or present. So sad.
And the days are long, too. It takes Pluto about 153 hours to go all the way around on its axis. That means a day is as long as 6 Earth days. Pluto is also tilted so that it spins nearly on its side.
Oh boy, we're almost there. Thank goodness it doesn't take us 15 years to get there in our supersonic spaceship. I see that Pluto has 5 moons. The largest one is Charon. It's so big that Pluto and Charon orbit each other like double planets.
Do you see what looks like snowy mountain peaks down there? Pluto is the only place other than Earth that has white-peaked mountains. But only these white tops aren't made from snow. Instead, they're made of frozen methane.
I do see what looks like a heart shape on the ground. Oh, how sweet! It's called Sputnik Planitia and was probably made by a collision with a rock a long time ago.
We'll just zoom in for a closer look at the planet's surface. We won't be getting out because it's way too cold. Scientists think that Pluto is made up mostly of ice that is frozen nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide.
Look how some parts of Pluto's surface are really bright while others are dark. The bright regions get that way from a frozen gas called nitrogen.
One last fun fact before we head back. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh only 7 pounds on Pluto.
Jinkies, that is amazing. Time for some Pluto jokes. What is Mickey Mouse's favorite planet?
Why, Earth, of course.
Oh, Gracie, it's Pluto, just like his dog.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that one. Why didn't Pluto have a birthday party?
Because the years are too long?
No, Jasmine, he forgot to plan it.
That's very funny. My favorite thing today was seeing that Pluto has a heart, even if it was made by an object crashing into it. How about you?
My favorite thing was seeing the mountaintops with the frozen methane gas that reminds me of snow. How about you, friends? What was your favorite thing? Don't forget to tell someone you love.
That's right, and come back next time for Neptune. Bye now. Say goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, my dear friends. See you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining Jasmine and Gracie on their adventure today. Come back next week for the next one.
Hello, everybody. It's Gwen here. If you want to know more about the places we visited, just go to our website, jasmineandgracie.podbean.com, and go to the sources page, and you can find out all about the great places that we visited. See you next week. Bye-bye.